Now?
Now.
Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, and Jerry Keyser.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report, live from the Hammer Down Racing Report home studios, presented by Oakshade Raceway. Show number 178 for Thursday, May 6th. I'm Scott Hammer. He's Ron Miller.
Yeah.
This is Jerry Keyser.
Hey, y'all. What?
I had to find the right one. There it is.
There it is.
Had to find the scroll there with our sponsors. Coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Hammer Report. Follow us on YouTube. Listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform. We're on all of them. We're there on all of them. We're easy to find. Tonight on the show, we are. Oh, you can also check out hammerdownracingreport.com. It answers all your questions. If you have any questions at all, just check that out. And, yeah, we're good. Tonight on the show, we will be speaking with the inaugural Attica Fremont Championship Series champion, DJ Foose, who picked up a win at Fremont, the opening of the AFCS Series this past weekend. Easy for me to say. Attica got rained out. It was supposed to be the opener there, but ended up starting at Fremont on Saturday. So we'll be talking to DJ in about 10 minutes or so. I want to thank Oakshade Raceway, of course, our presenting sponsor. We're the fastest meet to race every Saturday night, including this Saturday. Back in action with late model sportsmen, bombers, and compacts. Gates open at 4. High laps at 6. Racing at 7 p.m.
So before we go on, how was the track at Oakshade Saturday? I didn't talk to you guys about that. It was good.
Challenging.
Challenging.
Been a little rainy. Been a little heavy.
It was all right. There was a little bounce in one, but it could be
that same spot.
No, it's deeper into the corner.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it was a little rough because first race and all the weather, and the rain's probably not helping this week. But yeah,
exactly. It happens. So I mean, I know they'll get on it, and it'll get better as the year goes on.
The pretty strong breeze. It was a wind. It wasn't a breeze.
Yeah,
coming in out of the south. And it really dried, especially turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was like gale force winds on Saturday, but there was a pretty good crowd though. Pretty good crowd. Biggest
Good,
crowd we've
good,
had
good.
in since 2019, since we were before the pandemic. But wanted to mention Real Geese Silhouette Decoys. They've signed on as a sponsor for the remainder of the racing season here at the Hammerdown Race Report. So a big thanks to Craig and those guys. Millstream Speedway, Big D's Pizza, Ron Miller Race Cars. Make sure to support all of our sponsors. By supporting them, you're supporting us. So it's like an indirect thing. It's all cool. We got a racing roundup. Lots went on last weekend. What's going on with that, Jerry?
Jerry, before you start, if you can turn your mic up, a couple people have said they can't hear you.
All right, let's see what I can do here real quick.
And while he's doing that, I also mentioned we have Weekend Weather Pit Stop with Ryan Weekman coming up a little bit later. He's got a bonus day for us. He even did Mother's Day for us. So we'll find out what the weather's going to be like. Good thing there's no racing on Mother's Day. That's your spoiler. Also, we have the who wants to hear? Tim Sims doesn't want to hear you.
Well,
there you sound a little better now.
Well, I got the mic a little closer, but
all right. Well, that'll work.
Yeah, we'll make it work for now. No worries.
Project, Jerry. Project.
Well, this week's Racing Roundup brought to you once again by Tim Sims, the Hillbilly High Banks. Don't forget, we're back in action tonight with the round number 5 of the, Wicked Energy Gum Outlaw 410 series on the Dirt Racing Network, brought to you by the Dirt Slingers Racing League, Wicked Cushion Esports, and Tim Sims. Make sure you join in with us. We were supposed to have David Gravel on the show tonight. Unfortunately, David having some travel troubles getting around. He's actually getting ready to leave Charlotte here in just a few minutes, so he'll be in the air. Won't be able to talk to him tonight. We'll get him rescheduled, though, and we'll have a great show with some of the best sim racers in the country taking to the track. With that said, this week's Racing Roundup, we'll start with Attica Raceway Park. Rain.
Yep.
Tired of that word already this season. But on the upside, Oakshade Raceway did get their season opener, well, a week late, but it's in. 3-time track late model champion Devin Shields took advantage of Dusty Moore's bad luck to win the opening night feature. Dusty had led the first 16 laps before abruptly pulling off the track after something broke in the rear end. Joe Smith led the entire distance of the UMP Sportsman feature, and Adam Lance got by Terry Rushlow for the 1200 to win Bomber A Main. Eric Carr won an exciting compact feature at Oakshade on Saturday. Sandusky Speedway, they had their afternoon makeup features. Winners were Dylan Napier in the Renegades, Bill Rabbits in the Pure Stocks, and Ethan Rosiska in the Beginner Stocks. In the evening races, Napier earned his second consecutive Renegades feature win. Johnny Newman took the victory in the Pure Stocks, and Sawyer Stout ended Rosiska's win streak by picking up the Beginner Stock feature win. Fremont Speedway was in action with DJ Foose, who won the 2021 AFCS opener on Saturday night at Fremont. Foose is the 2019 AFCS champ, and he'll be our guest tonight. Held off several challenges from defending 410 sprint track champion Nate Dussel. Dustin Stroop drove to his third Fremont Speedway career win in the AFCS 305 feature. Sean Valeni racked up his 62nd career Fremont Speedway victory after winning the dirt truck feature. Corey McCoy dominated.
Okay, I was going to say, wait a minute. Who won the rain out feature?
I'm getting there, Ron. I promise. I won't leave the guy out. Corey McCoy dominated the makeup dirt truck feature from last week's rain out. Flat Rock Speedway action. Former track champion Justin Schrader won the 50-lap Outlaw Super Late Model feature on Saturday night. Greg Stute won the Street Stock A Main. Wilburn Parks edged out a close Street Stock B Main win, and Dennis Wisman Jr. got the Figure 8 win. In Flow Racing All-Star Circuit of Champions action, rain and cold forced the cancellation of Friday's event at Lernerville. Justin Peck notched his second All-Star Circuit of Champions win of the season in Saturday's Buckeye Cup at Sharon Speedway. He led every lap to earn the $6,000 payday. Sam Hafer-Teep Jr. snapped an All-Star Circuit of Champions winless streak that went back to 2008 after winning Sunday at Tri-City Raceway Park, also earning a $6,000 payday. That was a fun race to watch. Hafer-Teep did get out front and started up front. Justin Peck was on a roll coming through the field, and it was really rough down in turns 1 and 2, and he was cutting across it and putting on a show, and then he just missed it and hit that rut and destroyed the car. But man, Justin Peck's having a fantastic year in All-Star Racing. keep an eye on him in 2021. Next up for the All-Stars is I-96 Speedway in Michigan next week on the 14th, and then the Dirt Oval at Route 66, Illinois on Saturday the 15th. World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars in action. Brad Sweet won Thursday night's $10,000 to win event at Jacksonville Speedway in Illinois that featured 6 different leaders. I-70 Motorsports Park roared back to life for the first time since 1986 on Friday, with Brad Sweet earning another $10,000 for winning the grand reopening event. Then he got another one on Saturday at I-70 in the finale for the 2-day event. So Brad Sweet had a sweet weekend. Next up for the Outlaw Sprints, the Let's Race 2 at Eldora Speedway on Friday and Saturday. Lucas Oil Late Models Dirt Series is in action. Jonathan Davenport edged out Tim McCready Friday night at Ponderosa Speedway to win by 0.234 seconds. Josh Rice scored the $15,000 to win Ralph Latham Memorial Saturday night at Florence, Kentucky for his first Lucas Oil Series victory. Next up for the Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model Series, 300 Raceway in Iowa on Friday, May 21st, and then 34 Raceway in Iowa on Saturday, May 22nd. The World of Outlaws Morton Buildings late models were in action. Cade Dillard and Shannon Babb each won of Friday's Twin Hawks features at Boone Speedway in Iowa. Saturday's Hawkeye 100 at Boone was won by Bobby Pierce, who led the last 70 laps of the race to bank $30,000. Next up for the World of Outlaws late models, Mississippi Thunder Speedway in Wisconsin on Friday and Saturday this weekend. In ARCA Menard Series action, Ty Gibbs started on the pole and led every lap of Saturday's Dutch Boy 150 at Kansas Speedway. It was his second ARCA win of the year. Next up for the ARCA Menard Series, the Hers Potato Chip 200 at Toledo Speedway on Saturday, May 22nd. In NASCAR action, Kyle Busch had a swell weekend. He won the Truck Series Wise Power 200 at Kansas Speedway on Saturday for his 61st Truck Series win. Then went on to win Saturday's Bushy McBush Race 400 also at Kansas. It was his first Cup Series win on the year, and it was his 36th birthday. So
I think
birthday, Kyle Busch.
All future NASCAR races should be Bushy McBush races.
Bushy McBush, Lighty McLight, Bud McBud. I'm something. I mean, that was cool. That was a contest that Bush put on, let people submit ideas.
That's what happens when you let the internet choose things.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is. It was a good little thing for him to do. So next up for NASCAR Cup Series, Goodyear 400 at Darlington this Sunday at 3:30 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. The trucks are in action at Darlington on Saturday, the 15th at 1:30 on Fox Sports 1. Let's see. They have Xfinity. I'm sorry. Xfinity's in action on Saturday, May 15th at Fox Sports 1. The trucks are in.
Who did your prep?
I don't know. Some guy that lives around Toledo. I don't understand. But, so the Xfinity Series is in action on Saturday, May 15th at 1:30 on Fox Sports 1. The trucks are in action at Darlington this Friday at 7:30 on Fox Sports 1. In NTT IndyCar action, Scott Dixon won at Texas Motor Speedway for the second year in a row. He led 206 of the 212 laps Saturday night and edged out Scott McLaughlin by just over 0.2 of a second in the Genesis 300. Pato Award.
Patio Award.
Yeah. That's a new Irish driver.
Okay.
Patio Furniture. Got his first IndyCar Series win Sunday at Texas NEX Bell 375. Next up for IndyCar, GMR Grand Prix on the road course at Indianapolis on Saturday, May 15th at 2:30 p.m. on NBC. We are in the month of May, so Indy's getting ready to pick up. Business is getting ready to pick up out there. Not to be forgotten, Shady Bowl Speedway was in action this past weekend on Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday night, the CRA Street Stocks powered by Jegs. Jason Atkinson ran down Brett Hudson with 7 laps to go and took the lead in lap traffic. The leader had a little trouble getting around the local driver, Buck Pertee, who went on to say, hey, he did it to me 2 years ago. He had one coming. Ooh. So a little bit interesting there. We'll see how that ends up shaking out in the long run. But Atkinson did pick up the second CRA victory of the year in that 150 lapper. The Vors Compact Touring Series was in action Saturday night, and it was a great race between Tom Gosser, Kyle Frame, and Gary Eaton, the entire 30 laps of the race. When the checker flew, that was the order they finished in. Tom Gosser picked up the win. Kyle Frame came home second. Gary Eaton Jr. rounded out the top 3. Noble Armor Coating Crown Vic saw John Masterson dominate the 20-lap feature. And then in a Herod Septic Solutions Compacts, it was cut short after 8 laps due to second-generation driver Cody Massengill having a pretty bad accident, having to be life flighted out. Ended up, he was held for observation overnight and was released Sunday evening. Larry Adams was declared the winner of that Saturday night feature for the Herod Septic Solutions Compacts. On Sunday, the VORS Compact Series is back in action with Gary Eaton Jr. winning the All-Star event. The Old Fart race was won by Mark Jennings. Jennifer Cascioli won the Powder Puff, and BJ Honius won the New Stars feature. Sammy Marquis picked up the checkered and the Noble Armor Coatings Crown Vics. It was ended up being just an exhibition race between Marquis and Jimmy McElfresh. McElfresh drives in the adult class. Sammy Marquis is in the minor class. They put on a little exhibition, and Jimmy seemed to be putting on a show the first 5 laps of it, and dicing in back and forth, letting Sam get around him. Well, I don't think he expected Sam to get a little faster as the race went on, and tried really hard to get back around him. And Sam even said, that last lap I saw him coming, I was trying my best to get him into the wall to make sure he couldn't get by me. So that was pretty fun to see that kid stand up to a longtime veteran of Shady Bull Speedway. The Herod Septic Solutions Compacts were back in action with Tony Heath holding off a late charge by Ethan Pope to pick up the win. Kevin Baggett, Dustin Hughes, and Larry Adams finished out the top 5. Jimmy McElfresh, who races, I think, in every series at Shady Bowl, was fast qualifier. And then Nick Barrett topped the field of 27 Enduro cars to win the 75-lap Enduro feature. And that'll do it for this week's Racing Roundup, brought to you by Tim Sims, powered by iRacing.
You mentioned Dustin Daggett. He's done racing in an awful lot of different divisions too, hasn't he? That's a very familiar name.
Dustin Atkins at Shady Bowl.
Okay.
Dustin Daggett has been doing a little bit of 410 racing, some 360 stuff. Daggett was up at with the Outlaws down in Bristol just a couple weeks ago. He was one of the invited drivers, which surprised a lot of us. But it's very good to see somebody from our area, Ohio, Michigan, this area, to get a chance to go down there and take on the Outlaws like that.
Very good.
We got DJ Fusa waiting in the virtual green room here. We'll get to him in just a second. I want to go back to the compact feature at Oakshade. It was the only feature that went caution-free. I think 20 cars started that. Did you have a chance to see any of that, Ron?
A little bit. I had a good friend there who was thinking about putting his grandson in a car, and that was encouraging.
There were cars all over the track. I mean, there was a lot of different skill levels in that race. There were fast cars, there were slow cars, there were cars spinning out and then getting going, so there wasn't any yellows. So they were all over the track. And there was a pretty good race for the lead for a while, and they ended up making contact with each other. And in the end, Corey Gum, he kind of fell back. I think something broke on his car after the contact. But they were so jumbled up. It was like a scorer's nightmare race, and I was only keeping track of the leader. So after I went down, interviewed Eric Carr, who won that, I get back up to the tower, and scorers are like, so who'd you have for the top 10? And I'm like, I don't even know who finished second. It was a crazy race. I think they figured it out. They had the transponders and all that stuff. But
I was going to say,
I think they do. I think they wanted me to verify what they had. I have no idea.
Well, there were probably some cars making shorter laps than others.
Probably, yeah. I want to thank Real Geese Silhouette Decoys once again, the most technologically advanced goose and duck decoys ever produced. They're manufactured here in the U.S. Check out realgeese.com. Call 419-800-8100. Check out their new hoodies available on the website, realgeese.com. But we talked to DJ now. Bring DJ in here. Hey, DJ, how's it going?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Pretty good. Got myself. I'm sure you could read, but Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, Jerry Keys are all here. Congratulations on your win last on Saturday. I guess that was just a past Saturday.
Feels really good to start the year off strong at Fremont. I mean, Fremont's my hometown, so to be able to run there and win is always quite the accomplishment. I've gone there since I was probably 7 years old.
So what is your focus this year? What are you trying to accomplish?
I have one goal: win a bunch of races. Well, I guess it's a couple goals. Win a bunch of races, and man, I fell short 2 years in a row at Fremont for the track championship, and I really want to get that Fremont Speedway track championship. The first year I lost by 2 points, and last year I lost by 1. So
this year it should be a tie, right?
What's that?
This year it should be a tie.
That's what I said in my interview. The last night I won last year. So I hope it doesn't come down to a tie, but if it's a tie, I hope I win the tiebreaker.
Who do you think your biggest challenger is in that points chase this year?
It's hard to bet against the reigning champ, Nate Dussel. He'll be really good. Cole Macedo will be really good. There's a other plethora of guys that are really good. Chris Andrews, I feel like he'll be tough to beat. Him and Jay Kaiser are really clicking right now, and they're gonna get a win here pretty soon, I bet.
Have you followed any of Harley White's story?
I think she's doing a very good job. I realize like the 360 ASCS is basically the all-stars for 410s, but she's doing a great job in Ed Neumeister's car. I don't know, she put down a way better qualifying lap at Fremont last weekend than I did. It was a very impressive lap.
We had her on the show. We had her on the show a couple of weeks ago, and just an amazing backstory on her injuries and everything.
Absolutely. That's very tough.
It was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very tough deal for her to overcome, and she's excelled at that.
Yeah.
I think she finished right around 10th, as I recall, on Saturday. But anyway, back to you. So I guess we just talked about that. You've been so close at Fremont the past 2 years. I mean, what's your confidence level in getting that championship at Fremont this year?
Right now it's pretty good. We got a win already.
Season could end right now.
Yeah, so far this year I feel like we've had a lot of momentum. I mean, we're already on our second win. I mean, the first win at Attica, and then we just won last weekend at Fremont. We've made big improvements to our team. We've been working Doug Berryman's been working on our shock package. And Mikey Summers, my crew chief, he busts his butt week in and week out to give me the best race cars. And then Rodney and Rowley and Sharon Burmeister, the Burmeister family, for giving me this opportunity to race for them. I mean, they've got a lot invested into me, so it's up to me to we're all from Fremont, so it's up to me to protect the home turf.
How long you've been racing for Burmeister?
This is my third year with them.
And being in that car, driving for the Burmeisters, obviously there's been a lot of great names. What's it mean to you to be with a team like that has the reputation that the Burmeister car has?
They're a Hall of Fame team. I mean, they've been around 60 years. They're in the Fremont Speedway Hall of Fame. It means a lot. I mean, like I said, they got a lot invested in me, so there's some pressure there to produce and make sure I can give them the most wins and the most success that I can.
No, you got the championship at Attica in 2019, and you only had one win that year. Do you think that'll get it done this year if you only get one win at Fremont?
No, I don't, because there's so many variables at Fremont. So we get for championship points, you get your heat race, you get points towards championship and qualifying. So I mean, every time you're on the racetrack, you have to race to win. I mean, you can't. There's no laps off. You can't just let a guy go. You have to be aggressive, and it's going to make for better racing. It's been like that for the past 3-4 years now, and we all know what we're up against. And I don't want to let one slip away this year because I took a lap off in a heat race or I didn't qualify well. So, I mean, as long as at the end of my night when I go home, I know I gave everything I could to try to win every time I was on the track, that makes me feel good.
Psychologically, though, it's got to be a little demanding on you. I mean, you finished 2 points out 2 years ago, 1 point last year. I remember we had you on when you were the Attica champ talking about how you missed out on the trifecta in 2019 by just 2 points. And Ron had asked the question, like, which car could you have passed? What one more position? Is that something you're thinking about this year? I don't want to make that one mistake that's going to cost me 1 or 2 points that could keep you out.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, like opening night, we kind of got ourselves buried in the feature here. I think we're going to start probably 7th or 8th because some of the all-star guys probably won't be back.
That's right, because you got the makeup feature coming up.
Yeah. So, I mean, for that, I just have to try and go forward. I buried myself because I heat raced bad. And so, yeah, I'm very conscious of that. So I need to do well in that feature and move forward so that I can make up for not being that good at the beginning of the day.
Well, you're starting off, on positive note here. Like you said, win at Attica, win at Fremont already. Are you going for the AFCS championship again, trying to get the second championship there?
Absolutely. I mean, what Dwayne Hancock is doing for us guys in this local area, I mean, he's paying 10 grand to win at the points fund that only has, I think, 10 races. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, that's phenomenal. What more could we ask for? And then not only does it pay well, it makes you pay attention to, makes you drive harder all the time, because it's easy to forget what points you're racing for at what times. So it makes you just drive hard all the time.
Yeah, and it was pretty amazing. He pulled that together for last year with the COVID-19 shortened race season. Yeah, he's an amazing guy. We should probably have him on again.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can't say enough about him for what he's doing for us. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal.
Now, do you plan on getting to any other tracks this year? I saw you raced with the Fast Series at Waynesfield a few weeks back.
Actually, this weekend we're going to go to Sharon as long as the weather holds off. Then we're talking about we're planning on doing all of Ohio Speed Week. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's one of those game changers. It can make your season better or worse. So I like that because, I mean, it's pretty easy to get complacent when you come to Attica and Fremont every week. You're not on attack mode. So like when you go and do Ohio Speed Week, it makes you drive a lot harder, and you're racing a lot better guys. And it's nothing against our guys here, but we're racing guys that do it for a living. And it makes you drive harder, makes you a better race car driver, makes the crew chief have to be that much better. I feel like it's a benefit to do that.
What's you've run obviously speed weeks in the past. What's the best you've done?
Actually finished in 2018. I finished 4th in Ohio Speed Week points.
All right, so that's got to give you some confidence.
Oh yeah. I have, and I was with the Burmeister car, so I have a lot of confidence going into this year's Speed Week. We just have to keep capitalizing and making gains on this race car. We won Saturday night, but I feel like we could be a little bit better.
Is there any track during Speed Week that you're circling to saying, hey, this is one I'm really looking forward to, other than Attica and Fremont?
Every one of them we go to. There's only one on my list that I'm not real proud to go to. But no,
Well, which one is that?
I can't tell you that. That's not fair. But
give us process. Which are the ones you like then?
Anyway, so no, I'm just really looking forward to it. I hope we get to go to Lima Land. I mean, it's been a long.
Yeah, I'm really chomping at the bit for you guys to be back to Lima Land this year. You know, we obviously rained out the last 3 years for Speed Week. To see the All-Stars back at Lima Land, it is something that the fans and all of us at the track are definitely looking forward to.
Yeah, absolutely, Jerry. I mean, Lima Land is such a fun place to go to. I don't know. It's almost like Waynesfield with a wall around it. So wall all the way around. I mean, the place carries speed all night. You can move around top to bottom. It's just fun, exciting racing. I'm a racer and I'm also a race fan, so I really enjoy going there.
Any plans to
look forward to it?
Any plans to hit Millstream this summer sometime?
Yeah, actually, it is on our schedule. Hopefully, they open up. It's one of the places that I've gone there in a few different cars and have always had speed there. So I really look forward to getting back to Millstream. I'm happy that it's opening back up.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like the walls on both sides all the way around the track there, but that's just I'm not in a sprint car going on twice as fast as me.
The walls. I mean, it gives you you can't just blow off the end of the racetrack. The wall holds you in. So
I guess that's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
You can build a cushion up around it and kind of get your right rear up there. And
so are you in your trailer right now? I see a sprint wing over your shoulder.
Yeah, I am.
Very cool.
Do you live there? No, you're fine. I just saw the sprint wing there. I was like,
no, it's actually shop night. We're getting a new race car ready to take to Sharon, and I was just helping these guys finish up.
All right, you do a lot of the work on your car yourself.
The crew really works on the car. I come, I help out. Yeah.
You tell them what's wrong.
Here 3 nights a week.
Targeted criticism, as I recall last time we spoke, right?
Yes, sir.
You tell them what's wrong with the car.
Absolutely.
Do you I have one last question for you here. Have you ever thrown a bicycle at another competitor?
Never in my whole life. My father would probably disown me.
Okay.
Have you ever fought a kangaroo?
I've never been in a fist fight in my whole life.
No, this is a reference to something that actually happened this past weekend. Do you know what I'm talking about, Jerry? Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay, all right then. I was just curious.
Yeah.
And have Have you had any confrontations with any other drivers, either on or off the track?
I've never been in a fist fight. We've spoke and talked it out. I don't know. I'm not a fist fighter. One, I'd probably lose. Two, it's not worth it. I'd hate to get my team kicked out of somewhere for me being stupid.
All right. You
That's
want
a great attitude to have.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a great attitude to have. I've been flipped off before, but that's the worst I've got.
I've been flipped off so many times, I just don't even care anymore.
Just bounces off.
Sometimes that's a real accomplishment.
You have their attention when they do something like that.
What you want to rattle off some of your sponsors?
Ooh, on spot. Yeah. Crowd Battery, Burmeister Trophies, Sunny Signs and Designs, Vantage, All Intent Rentals, CR Juices, Dave Story Equipment.
All right. Is there any one particular race you're most looking forward to this year?
Hopefully, Fremont Speedway's championship night when I can clinch the championship. That'd be the night I'd be looking forward to. But no, I look forward to almost every race that we go to. I mean, obviously, like I said, there's one that I'm not looking forward to going to, but every racetrack you go to, you just go there with the mentality you're going to win. So as long as I can win as many races as I can this year, I'm looking forward to go racing.
Well, if you have a lot of success at Attica and Fremont and have a success during Speed Week, is there any chance of seeing you at Eldora for either, for the Kings Royal, the double Kings Royal?
I'm kind of working on something for the Kings Royal, so I'm really hoping that kind of pulls through. So,
we'll
keep our eyes open then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Is there any track that you've raced on that you haven't won that you really would like to win on?
Yeah, there's two of them, Waynesfield and Atomic. I've been very close a few times. I've ran second and third countless times, I think. And it's just one of those places that no racetrack owes you anything, but, man, I really want to win at one of those two.
Well, I have a feeling your time's coming.
Yeah, I hope
Absolutely.
so.
Third time's a charm. This is your third year, so, I mean, you got to get – let me ask you this. Going into that championship night at Fremont, would you prefer having already locked up the points where basically you just got to start the feature to wrap it up, or would you prefer to be in a tight battle that forces you to maybe focus a little more pressure on you?
Well, I've been in the tight battle thing. I don't really much care.
Well, you should be good at it then, right?
Yeah.
Your experience.
Down to a pressure situation, I think I can handle the pressure, but I've never pulled through on my end of it. So it's a shame. I usually win the race, but I always fall into second. So my goal coming into this year was put 100 on them. If I can put 100 on them and go into the championship night, I'd be satisfied.
No,
but on hindsight of that, that's going to be very tough to do. So
yeah,
the bar was set pretty high by myself, but I just my guys work hard. I owe it to them. Just really want to be a champion at Fremont Speedway.
Well, I think you would be definitely a good champion, a good representative of Fremont Speedway there. With the way the points work there, you guys get points for qualifying and passing in the heat, passing so many cars in the heat races.
It's where you finish in the heat race.
Okay, so it's the finish then.
Yeah.
Okay. What about qualifying?
So it makes it a lot tougher. It makes you pay attention all night. I mean, like the last 2 years, season championship night, I'm like, I didn't qualify good, and then last year Nate Belsel qualified really good, and that ultimately was what won him the championship. Because he qualified, I think, 3 spots better than me, and then I heat raced a little bit better than him, and then the feature I won, but I was already behind from qualifying.
So you got to be on your A game in every facet of racing every Saturday night there.
Absolutely. You have to win every time you're on the track. You got to win hot laps.
You got to win hot laps. That's funny. That's something I always say, and I always say I do, but
you can't win them, but you sure can lose them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm sitting here in the home of Tim's Dirt Track Simulators, and Tim wants me to ask, do you partake in iRacing, things like that, to help keep your hand-eye coordination, your driving skills sharp during the off-season?
I actually do not. I don't even own a computer, so...
well, we need to get you over here to the Hillbilly High Bank sometime and let you check one out, see what you think.
That sounds like a good time.
Corey McCoy says...
we'll definitely have to get that together.
Corey McCoy says he owes you a Shirley Temple. What's that about?
He owes me 2 of them.
2 of them.
He says winners get Shirley Temples. And he never
Oh, okay.
cashed in on the first one, so.
Winners get sprinkles.
Sprinkles, yes,
yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
That's only for yeah. We're not going to go there. All right.
Gentlemen,
about to
I
sing
am out
that.
for the night. I'm going to go racing, so I'll see you guys later. If you,
Bye,
if you
Jerry.
guys get bored, tune into the Dirt Racing Network on Facebook and join in with us.
Shameless plug.
Thanks,
Good luck,
Jerry.
DJ.
All right,
See ya.
See
DJ.
you guys.
I appreciate the time as well. We about wrapping up here with you as well. Good luck at Sharon this weekend and on that Attica Fremont Championship Series deal, the Fremont deal, the Attica deal. Maybe you get all 3 this year.
That'd be pretty awesome. It's a goal of mine, so hopefully we can pull it off.
All right, well, get any one of those. We'll get you back on here in the fall.
All right, that sounds good to me, man. Thank you very
Very
much
good.
for having me on.
All right, thank you.
Don't forget, every one of our guests is
that's-
expected to go out and win the next time. So we're
Is
Well, I
that-
can tell you, I'm
racing.
not going to leave the house not trying to win. How about that?
Well, a lot of times, like the guests we have on, they go on to win the very next event they're in. So
Sounds
There
good.
you
I've
go.
never won at Sharon, so hopefully I
Good
can
luck this weekend then.
we'll
Thank
be
you very
talking
much.
about it if you do.
Make us proud.
All right, I'll do my best, boys.
Thanks,
All right, DJ.
DJ.
You're welcome.
We'll see you, DJ.
We'll see you.
Bye. DJ Foose, there you go. Your 2019 Attica Fremont Championship Series champion, Attica Raceway champion, and a really nice guy. I like DJ.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool.
Yep.
Look, you're big there. Let's make you normal size. Somebody was asking about the shirt you're wearing there, that classic STP shirt.
That's an authentic 1966 STP T-shirt. I don't know, probably 30 years ago, maybe more than that. We folded it up and put it in a Ziploc bag, and I decided to bring it out for a Throwback Thursday. I think next week I'll be wearing a classic AtFab Racing shirt.
All right. I'm wearing I wore this shirt to work shirt.
I
Very
see.
exciting. Yeah.
Boy.
Somebody else wanted to know what chassis that you have there. What type of rear
It's-
suspension and pull bar.
proven chassis by Ron Miller Race Cars, and
There you go. Give him a call.
Four-link rear suspension.
Give him a call. He'll hook you up.
But if you need a race car, we can build it.
I just saw that.
Nice one, Mark.
I
Nice
thought-
one.
I thought Rod had his pajamas on already. If you're listening to us on the podcast, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever, check out the video so you can see what Ron's wearing. My dog's going crazy. Craig Dipp
Oh,
is
it's
supposed
your
to be
dog
coming
this
over.
time.
Yeah, it's my dog this time. I think Dippin Motorsports is coming over to work on the Ocho tonight.
All right.
So that he may be here. We got some racing news to get to here. Got an update on Derek Lancaster. Actually, just before we came on, I still got it on my phone here from field correspondent Matt Swander. Got to click on it here and open it. Derek Lancaster's wife, Beth, shared today that Derek has been released from an Alabama hospital where he is recovering from injuries sustained in a crash on April 24th at Talladega. Again, he suffered, second and third degree burns over his arms, neck, and I believe his face. So good news that he got released from the hospital there. Buddy Kofoid doesn't go far as to call himself a glutton for punishment, but he does like being behind the wheel of a race car as often as possible. Kofoid will compete with CJB Motorsports in selected wing sprint car races this season, in addition to his previously existing dirt midget program and his asphalt late model effort with West Coast-based Racing Dynamics. So, Buddy's a busy boy. Buddy's a busy boy. Say that 10 times fast. Dale Jr. announced that he's going to be making his start in the Xfinity Series race at Richmond in September. September 11th to be exact. That's not my dog. That's your dog. He usually makes one start every year. This is the start he'll be doing. It'll be in the Go Bowling 250, which will be broadcast on the soon-to-be-defunct NBCSN starting at 2:30 p.m. there on September 11th. Robert Wickens, he was involved in that horrible IndyCar crash at Pocono back in 2018, suffered a spinal injury. He was back in a race car on Tuesday, testing a Brian Herta Autosport Hyundai Veloster TCR IMSA car with hand controls at Mid-Ohio. So first time Robert Wickens has been back in a race car since that incident. So good to see that. On Friday morning at 3:24 a.m., Norm Benning's NASCAR Truck Series hauler vehicle, a Ford F-30, Ford F-350, used to pull his fifth wheel trailer, was stolen from the hotel parking lot he was in. He had, I guess, from what I read, that they stayed in the hauler because their credentials and everything was in the truck that was stolen, so they couldn't leave the track at Kansas. Had to have somebody come drive 15 hours, I think, with another truck to actually come get the hauler and pull him back. So that kind of sucked. Your microphone's still muted there.
No, it isn't.
Okay. NASCAR revealed the next-gen Cup car bodies that'll be used next season. Chassis is going to be spec regardless of the manufacturer. The body will be made of composite material, kind of like the Xfinity cars.
Xfinity cars.
Yeah,
and the ARCA cars.
And the ARCA cars, yes. So they'll be able to withstand a little more bumping there and pop back out into place as opposed to the current bodies. They're going to have independent rear suspension, taller and wider tires with a shorter profile. And the bodies of the cars, they do have a little bit of difference. I was kind of surprised. I thought they would be like a generic template with just the stickers being the only difference. There's some subtle differences in the shapes of those bodies. Right. So I don't know. I'm waiting to make a judgment on that till I see them on the track and see how they compete.
Kind of IROC-ish, if you ask me.
Yeah, kind of like almost muscle car-y, except for I don't know that Toyota could be a muscle car.
Yeah, maybe.
What we were talking about earlier, Aaron Reutzel and Wayne Johnson seem to have a bit of a grudge going. Johnson hit a rut, got upside down in a World of Outlaw action last Thursday at Jacksonville, and Reutzel came in a little while later after Johnson already got upside down and hit Johnson on the top of the cage. Luckily, Johnson was okay, but I guess Reutzel got out and then had some words with Johnson after he got out of his car. I guess he was mad at Johnson for being upside down.
In front of him.
In front of him, yes. And then things carried on Friday afternoon at I-70. Johnson wanted to come and chat with Reutzel, to put the previous night's incident to bed. But that exchange became heated, and Reutzel ended up throwing a bicycle at Johnson. Actually, his own bicycle at him. And then punches were exchanged before it was broken up. The video is pretty comical. There is actual video of that. I don't have that with us, but if you search for that, I think RacingNews.co had a clip of the video. And it was... Sorry, I'm reading some comments. I got distracted there. It was pretty comical. Definitely worth checking out. It's one way to fight somebody. Throw your bicycle at them. The SRX race format was released earlier this afternoon, and each event is going to consist of 2 15-minute heat races, which I thought was kind of interesting. Basically, they'll be racing for 15 minutes. Once 15 minutes is up, the white flag will be thrown to the leader. So there'll be one lap to go.
So is that 15 racing laps or 15 overall?
15 minutes.
Or 15 minutes, I'm sorry.
15,
yeah.
I believe that includes, it didn't say, but I believe that would include cautions, everything. So I'm also assuming this is due to being live on CBS.
Sure.
So they want to kind of make that window there. And in addition to the 2 heat races, there will be one feature. The feature will be 100 laps with the exception of Slinger Raceway, which is going to be 150. Drivers will draw each week for the car they're going to run, and I think the crews stay with the car, so you could end up with a different car and crew. And then they're lined up for heat number 1 by a random draw. Drivers' starting positions for heat number 2 are inverted from the finish from Heat 1, and then the feature line is based on the finish of Heat 2. So, and the feature will have unlimited attempts at a green-white checkered. So
most of those guys are very used to having spotters in their ear the whole race. I wonder if the spotter goes with the car or goes with the driver.
Know. I don't know if they having spotter.
I don't know.
We'll have to look into that.
Well, those guys have to have spotters. They can't drive by themselves.
But they're all racing on short tracks. I don't know. First race is June 12th at 8 p.m. at Stafford Speedway. And again, that's going to be on CBS. The Rich Vogler Classic USAC Silver Crown Series event that was scheduled for Sunday has been rescheduled to Thursday, July 22nd that was at Winchester over there in Indiana due to forecasted heavy rain this weekend. So
sure,
that just came in too. And one last note here. 3-time Indy 500 winner Bobby Unser passed away Sunday night at the age of 87. Do you remember watching Bobby Unser?
Oh, I do. Scott, the man, he was like A.J. Foyt. He could and would drive anything.
Did he ever drive any NASCAR races? Or was he just...
I'm sure he did.
Okay.
Well, maybe not NASCAR, but USAC had a stock car division at one time, and I know he drove in that. I'm not sure about NASCAR.
I remember Little Al, or Al Unser,
right,
or Al Unser Jr.
Yeah,
I think that's about my beginnings of following any kind of racing. But yeah, so moving on, we have to announce. Actually, correct. I forgot to ask Jerry something. We have tonight's How Many? Your chance to win a Big D's pizza. But first, last week's How Many? We got to determine winner from last week was how many bombers were going to be at Oakshade Raceway on Saturday for that 1,200 to win show. The answer was 48. I picked 46, so I was closest there between Ron and I. I believe you had 53, so you weren't too far off.
No.
Online, we had actually 3 people that guessed right, but Kurt Dickey, who guessed 48, entered too late. We had the cutoff at 5 o'clock on Friday. I believe he put in his entry on Saturday morning, so I'm sorry, Kurt.
So Kurt got the black flag.
So Kurt got the black flag. Yeah, over there. I'm not going to go grab that. But we did have 2 other winners, which are strange enough that these
strange happenstance.
Yeah, Oakshade Raceway promoter Chrissy Hendricks actually picked the right winner, and my crew chief also picked 48, Robin Johnson. So tonight's Big D's Pizza winner will fall between, or actually not tonight's, last week's Big D's Pizza winner will fall between these 2. And I believe they also get the stuff Jerry had last week, the gum and was it Super Clean?
Yeah,
I'll have to go back and watch last week's show. So at least the Big D's Pizza, I know that. Let's spin the Big D's Pizza wheel.
No, wait, was the John Young prize package in that too?
No, that was the week before.
Oh, okay.
That was already done. Give Big D's Pizza a call, 419-547-1444. You can order online, too. They have a new webpage. I haven't checked it out yet. OrderBigDsPizza.com. That's OrderBigDSPizza.com is their new website. So, going to spin the Big D's Pizza wheel and determine who our winner is for Big D's Pizza this week. I'm thinking it's going to be Robin Johnson.
I think so.
I'm thinking. There you go. There's the winner.
Yay.
The Big D's Pizza Wheel has spoken. Robin Johnson, the winner for this past week. This upcoming weekend, our How Many is going to be about Limaland, which hasn't run in, over a year now? Almost 2 years. No, wait. I guess they would have ran through 2019, so it's been over a year since Limaland has run. They're back in action, weather permitting. Again, we'll have the weekend weather pit stop here in just a few minutes. Tomorrow night, and the NRA Sprint Invaders are going to be there. So my question is, how many NRA Sprints will be at Limaland tomorrow night? You can guess in the comments of our Facebook Live broadcast, and you have until, we'll say, noon on Friday. So if you are listening to us early Friday morning, either on one of our live broadcasts on YouTube, Twitter or Facebook. You can still get in on the drawing, or you're listening to us on the podcast on Google, Apple, whatever. Find our Facebook Live. Put your guess in the comments. You get one guess. If you put 2 guesses in, you get the black flag, and you have until noon on Friday. What is today? Today's the 6th, so it'd be the 7th. So I guess I have tomorrow. Yeah, I have to guess first.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. I really have no idea. I'm just kind of looking to see what other people are guessing.
Oh, come on.
It looks like it's ranging from 18 to 50. 0. 0 could be a number. I'm going with 0. What do you think of that? I'm hoping it's not 0, but I'm going with that.
I'm thinking the rain's going to be a little later in the day. So you're asking how many are going to be there, and I'm going with 22.
22. All right, well, we'll find out the winner next week. In an event of a tie, we'll spin the Big D's pizza wheel once again to determine the winner.
Oh, yeah, and Robin Johnson, just an FYI, I like Big D's pizza.
I think she's already got a few in the bank already, so she has enough to share. Make sure to give Ron Miller Race Cars a call, 734-856-7223, Race Cars Parts Safety Equipment Service, and also advice, too. I took advantage of that number last night and worked through some things to hopefully get
Did you get that all sorted out?
I got it all back together, yeah. It should be good. It's not leaking either, so that's even better.
The spring is on the closed end, and
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
I think so.
You hope.
Yeah.
If it ran, you had it right.
I haven't started it back up yet, so we'll find out maybe tomorrow. This weekend, a lot of racing action for you. We have Lima Land Motorsports Park, as we mentioned, the season opening shootout with the NRA Sprints, UMP Modified, Stock Cars. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:30. That is tomorrow night. Eldora Speedway, 2-night show there. Let's Race 2 with the World of Outlaws, now NOS Energy Drink Sprints, the USAC AMSOIL National Sprint Series, both in action, both Friday and Saturday. Friday night, gates open, Friday afternoon, I should say, gates open at 2. Racing is at 7:30. Reserve seats for that event, $34. Attica in action as well tomorrow night with the Stillwater Metal Bazell Racing Fuels Night featuring UMP late models, $3,000 to win for that deal. 305 Sprints and the Dirt Trucks should be in action. That's Friday night at Attica Raceway Park. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:45, and general admission tickets are $18 there. Saturday, got quite a few to choose from here. Flat Rock Speedway will be in action for their second straight week. Late models, figure 8, street stocks. Main gate opens at 2 p.m. with racing at 4. General admission, $15 there. Oakshade Raceway with a full show as well. UMP late models, UMP Sportsman, Bombers, and Compacts. Gates open at 4 with racing at 7 p.m. So maybe you could do Flat Rock, and then if they finish up early enough, head on down to Oakshade, getting there just in time for the heat races at 7. A little bit of asphalt, a little bit of dirt. Sandusky Speedway also in action Saturday night with Modifieds, Renegades, Beginner Stocks, Pure Stocks. Pit gate opens at 3, the main gate at 4, racing at 7 p.m. there at Sandusky Speedway. General admission is $12 for that show with the Modifieds back in action. And, of course, as I mentioned, Eldora with Let's Race 2, the final night of that with the World of Outlaws and the USAC AMSOIL National Sprint Series. Gates at 2, racing at 7:30 at Eldora. Reserve seats are $34. Fremont Speedway is off tonight, or this weekend, due to all the sprint action down at Eldora, I do believe. So with that, how about we check out our weekend weather pit stop with Ryan Weekman, find out how the weather's looking for this weekend's racing. Wait, let's get ready to drive away again. There we go. All right, now it's time for the weekend weather pit stop.
Here is your weekend weather pit stop forecast. I'm First Alert meteorologist Ryan Weekman. Friday, showers early in the afternoon could scare you off, but I think we dry out in time for races, and hopefully the tracks do as well. We're focused down at Lima Land, Eldora, and Attica for Friday evening. Now, keep in mind the wind will be out of the north. It will be chilly So any fans or family coming to the events, they will want to bundle up. Let's go to Saturday here. Flat Rock, Oakshade, Sandusky, and Eldora. This looks like the pick day of the weekend here. Again, it will be cool with a breeze out of the north. Temperatures will struggle out of the 50s. And look ahead, I know there's no races, but Sunday is Mother's Day. At this point, looking like a near washout. Temperatures could be in the 40s for most of the day with a driving wind off Lake Erie. And temperatures, well, they just don't seem to warm up much for the week ahead. We'll keep looking ahead for spring. For now, that's the latest on your weekend weather pit stop forecast. Have fun.
Yeah, have fun. It's Ryan Weekman from Channel 11 there with our weekend weather pit stop. Yeah, well, hopefully not too much rain falls yet tonight and Friday for the Friday night tracks, or even the Saturday night tracks for that matter. We do have our Hammer Down hotline. We did get one call that we'll play back before we finish off the show this week. If you want to call and be on the show for any reason whatsoever, pretty much, 419-318-3081, 419-318-3081. Call day or night, anytime, and chances are, if it's stupid enough, we'll probably play it. Even if it's not stupid enough, less stupid's probably better, but unfortunately, this is what we get. So, there you go.
Hey, this message is for Scott Hammer. Hey, Scott, can you fix my trailer so I can get that op done next week? Hey, thanks, Scott. Appreciate you. Bye.
Well, somebody just fix his trailer. I'm tired of hearing from you. Tired. That's going to do it for this edition of the Hammer Down Racing Report. Once again, I want to thank Oakshade Raceway, our presenting sponsor, Real Geese Silhouette Decoys, Mill Street Speedway, Big D's Pizza, Ron Miller Race Cars for keeping the show going. Don't forget to check out HammerdownRacingReport.com for sponsor information, how you can listen to us. And I want to give a shout-out to somebody I saw in the comments here listening from Harrisonburg, Virginia. Freedom Forever. Yeah, a YouTube listener.
Yeah,
watcher.
Appreciate that. Scott, before we go, I've got a question for you.
I got an answer. 42.
Cool. All over the internet, we've been seeing some extremely large purses for a lot of divisions on weekly racing. But it comes with a caveat of higher pit fees. Is that good or is that bad?
I don't know. Maybe. Oh, you know what?
Are we supplementing our purses at the back gate?
We should make that a next week's Twitter poll. I forgot to do the results for this week's Twitter poll. Skip right over that.
Well, forget it. We're not leaving yet, folks.
No. Almost, though. Almost. Last week's Twitter, I'll make that Twitter poll. If you're saying, should the raised pit pass costs justify paying more in the purse? Is that
Absolutely.
What you're saying, Ron?
Yes.
Right. So last week...
Just for instance... a couple of the Michigan racetracks paying $3,000 to win for late models, $300 to start, but pit passes for a weekly show are $35. So your pit passes are basically supplementing the purse. Is that good or is that bad? What do you think? What's your thoughts, Scott? Let's see what the Twitter poll says.
I don't know. I mean, I don't like paying a lot, but it would be nice. I think it's if you're one of the front runners, you're probably going to be more willing to pay a little bit more because you actually have a shot at winning that extra money. Whereas if you're a back marker or somebody that usually doesn't finish in the top half, you're probably just going to end up paying more. You're going to be paying that guy that's winning.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I don't know. I'd have to.
Is it going to bring cars or is it going to scare them away?
It'll bring fans probably. I mean, the fans like to see the bigger purses because they think the drivers are going to be a little more aggressive. Last week's Twitter poll: which area track are you most excited about reopening again this season after being dark last year and in some cases even longer? The choices were Lima Land, Flat Rock, Waynesfield, Millstream, and we even had a write-in because I apparently forgot Eldora did not run last year as well, so that probably would have been a good one to have in there. But the winner, Millstream, came away with 50% of the vote. Ooh. Waynesfield second with 28.6. Of course, they've already had a couple races. Lima Land starting tomorrow night, 21.4%. And apparently our majority of our Twitter followers are not asphalt fans. Fat Rock only got 0%. And Big E with the write-in vote there. So make sure to follow us at Hammer Report on Twitter. And we'll put that poll up. Maybe I'll put that poll up tonight. Otherwise, I'll probably forget about it.
Very good.
All right. With that, how about we be done? We be done now.
Okay, we're gone.
We'll be back next week, Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Tune in live, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whichever you prefer. It all works the same.
With show 179?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't count that high. I can only count to 4. Just never mind. We'll see you next week. Go support Go support your local track this weekend, even if it gets rained out. Just go there anyways. Hang out outside the gate.
Go somewhere.
Don't do that. You piss off the promoters. All right. See you next week.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.